They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
God, you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Right here. How's it going, everybody? Whew.
Oh, who scooted their chair when the intro started and restarted again?
Probably me. I don't know.
I know the thing wasn't playing, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I clicked it again, thinking I missed it, and then it stopped. Like shit.
Okay, not me.
It started, then I heard like somebody moved their chair, and then it started again. I was like, "Who was that?"
That's funny. It started, and then it like stopped, and then it started again, and I was like, "Okay, I guess we're doing that."
It wasn't playing on my end, so I thought it wasn't working at all, and then I realized, yes, it was. I'm dumb. Hey, Jesse and Christy, how's it going?
Hi.
Whew, chilly. So, guys, we've got a good night for you. I'm very excited about this one. Thanks to Lauren's topic last time about covering Norwegian death metal, which is much more hardcore than it sounds. We have a good topic for tonight where we're talking about random terrible acts of violence and just awesomeness of bands. The acts of violence aren't the awesomeness; those are separate categories.
How do you know?
I know.
Unless they're killing pedophiles and like corrupt politicians, then it's not awesome. All right, those
These
are the only
guys
time.
are definitely not doing typical things as far as like the violence and stuff goes. Like it is very, I don't know, it makes it very interesting. So
Yeah,
who did the violence?
They're straight out of A Clockwork Orange and like a. Well, I don't want to get into mine yet because I took a different route than you guys did, and I'm very excited to talk about it.
Rebel.
So let's get this going. It's a thin line, Jesse says. Goody, Timothy, how you doing, guys? Thank you for joining. But let's start this off as we always start this off, a good way with a little Would You Rather.
Would you rather? This one was difficult for me. Would you rather know the demise of your worst enemy or your best friend? And a lot of people I thought would pick their best friend, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people, their worst enemy used to be their best friend.
Oof.
So I don't know. I guess it depends for a lot of people. Me, I don't want to choose my best friend because I would hate to know what happens and then have that over me for the rest of my life. You know, my enemy, maybe. I don't know. It, like I said, it depends.
Call it. Yeah, that's a good point. Oof. Joe, you go first, please, because I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
I don't know, because I don't think I have any enemies, so. But if I did, I really probably wouldn't even give a shit. I'd be like, oh, well, you're dead. Haha. So, but I don't know. I think I would pick the friend just because I would want the closure. Because I know what it's like to not have closure on stuff like that. So I think I'd just rather have the closure.
That's an interesting take on that.
What do you call it? See, I think I'm going to have to kind of go with Timothy here saying the worst enemy. But then when Lauren was saying, like, what if it's like that movie, The Cube, like, oh, you hit the button, someone dies. And you find out your worst enemy actually is your best friend too, but they never told you. Oh, it's a crazy Shyamalan twist. Oh shit.
Dun dun dun.
Or you find out your worst enemy dies in like the most awesome way ever, and like now you're just upset because they get to die really cool. It's like,
they always did everything good.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they died saving a kitten from a roller coaster while doing an awesome guitar solo and proposing to the love of their life. Oh, damn it. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess I would have to go worst enemy just in case. So what's the over-under on the would you rather? They'll start betting on this.
That'd be fun, actually.
We'll figure out a way to do that.
Do a bet on like who would choose this answer over this answer.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That'd be a fun game.
Because I could choose my worst enemy's demise.
What was that?
Yeah, what?
Peanut said he would what?
I would choose my best friend because I could choose my enemy's demise.
Fuck yeah, I like it.
I thought he said something about looking into their eyes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what if you're told you get both of them? You're told, oh, you kill them both. Like, oh no, I'm a bad person. Damn it. No.
Oh no, damn it.
Dang it. Oh, shucks. Oh, good golly gosh, I killed someone again. Oh,
If it was your best friend and then you find out that you are the root cause of their demise.
We're not getting into this.
You asked the question.
I know I did. I asked for this.
It's a good one. That's a really good one. What is
At least it wasn't me asking the technical fucking questions this week. I'm glad it was someone else.
But very solid. I like this. We have to debate this for a while, but we'll move forward for now. But we can come back to it, guys, for sure, because I like this a lot. But let's go into some strange news for right now.
Oh, this happens every week. I think I see this every week. Like there's always like something always good pops up the last fucking minute. So real quick, I'm just gonna tell you guys to look up one and then I'm gonna talk about the other. Okay, the CIA UFO declassified papers are ready. Look them up. So yeah, and it came out today, and I was like, "Fuck! I already have one. I got ahead this week. Shit."
Do it again. Say the whole thing again. Declassified.
The CIA UFO declassified reports. I think I brought it up like a couple weeks back how they were because of the COVID bill. Remember, I was like, "Why are they putting money from the COVID bill into the UFO shit?" And it was supposed to be out like super soon, but I forgot about it. And lost track till it came up today, and I was like, "Ooh, please hurry up and take me! Get the fuck out of here!" But yeah, so yeah, you guys look that one up whenever you get the chance to. I just want to throw it out there. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this one, I was like, "Oh, I fucking hope so. I hope this happens this year." But the technology, and I keep forgetting the name of it, but the technology that they use to catch the Golden State Killer and Samuel Little, they are now applying to the John Benet Ramsey case. Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's become that advanced to where they're able to use, and I guess they have a lot of stuff. I guess this person touched a lot of things. I was watching? Yeah. Actually, it was yesterday, a day before yesterday. I watched it on YouTube, but it's a Dr. Oz episode that I guess it just came out or whatever. But you can watch the full episode on YouTube. It's like 33 minutes long or something, I think. But it's a really good episode. They talked to John Benet's half-brother, John Ramsey Jr. I guess he never really gave up on this whole case. He also believes that the brother with his name starts with a B. What was the brother's name again?
Oh gosh, I'll look it up real quick.
I think it starts with a B.
No, not
Barnett or something. I don't know. But he's like, no, he goes, it wasn't him. There's a list of people that they have as suspects that they never cleared.
There's Burke.
Burke, thank you.
That's his name. I knew it was him.
But they have like a list of people who have never cleared as suspects, and he says that he believes that person, he thinks he knows exactly who did it, and that person's name is on the list, and he's hoping that the evidence they find will catch and convict this person. So, and Dr. Oz even had like one of those dollhouse models that they use for the true crime classes and stuff, where they teach you about like how bodies are moved in certain ways and what happened during the crime scene. It gets into like, I remember watching a John Bonet thing a couple years back. I think it's when they were like trying to say it was the brother who did it. It, for some reason, it seems like there's different information in this one. Maybe I'm just missing pieces in my brain because it's been so long since I've seen this documentary. But I don't know, like some things I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember that at all. That's interesting. I had no freaking clue. But anyway, like I said, it's a very, very, very recent, within the past few days, Dr. Oz episode. You can watch in full on YouTube if you don't have any other way to watch it and you want to watch it. But yeah, they're saying that they hope that by applying this to the evidence to the technology, they're pretty sure they can get this cleared up by the end of the year. So I'm praying, I'm hoping, because if it was the parents, there's nothing they can do about the parents because the parents are already dead and gone. Like that's it. It would basically just give the world some kind of closure on what happened, rather than actually getting kind of justice or anything. But I don't think it was them. I don't. Because that was the thing too. I didn't remember hearing in the documentaries or anything that I'd seen. But again, I could have forgotten. The half brother was saying, because he lived there a lot off and on. He was from a previous marriage, and he said that a couple of weeks before the murder happened, somebody was stalking their house and somebody was trying to constantly break in. Like there were pry marks in the door, I think. But he said somebody had already like been trying to get into the house, which would make sense because they said the ransom note knew like how much money he had. Well, if he already got that, like maybe it was a pay stub or something, and that person broke in the house and they saw it, they would know exactly how much he had. You know what I'm saying? Like to ask for that kind of money. So just a thought. But I'm so hopeful that this gets solved by the end of the year. And if that person is still alive, that they fucking catch them and they hang them by their balls. Or, you know, JJ lips, whatever the hell happens. I don't know, because you can't just assume it's a man all the time anymore.
Right. Or even if they're dead, like at least everyone will know.
Yeah. Man, that's just, whew. I'm excited. I don't want to say excited. That's the wrong word for it, but I am very interested to hear who it might have been. Yeah. If what they're applying to that helps here, that would be incredible. We have a couple comments that relate to this. Didn't a book help capture Golden State Killer? Yes, the late wife of Patton Oswalt, the comedian. I forget her name. I'm so sorry, but she wrote a book and worked very closely with some of the detectives on the case. She was a true crime wealth of knowledge. She was a very smart lady, and she wrote a book that did help capture the Golden State Killer. Gary, this is for all of us. Have you guys seen the Netflix series The Vanishing of Cecil Hotel?
Not yet.
I've seen pieces of it. I haven't watched all of it yet. But from what I can tell, they could have summed it up in just one episode from what I've seen.
That's why I haven't watched it yet, because it's like we were already done a show like a long ass time ago on Cecil, and then there's been so many people associated with Cecil, and so it's kind of like I feel like it's already kind of beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah,
like I already know what you can't tell me anything new about Cecil Hotel that I don't already
like they're trying to push this like, ooh, was it paranormal?
Yeah.
Like
it's not that serious.
What happens? Like it's not paranormal. They just don't have an exact person that did it. So.
It's just a bunch of junkies. That's all it was. Just a bunch of fucking junkies running around causing a bunch of bullshit in the slums of LA. And this place sucks.
Too. Yeah, it's like it's a shitty hotel in the middle of shitty downtown LA. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
It's straight up Skid Row.
Fuck that, dude.
The remodel. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah,
the remodel is now the stay at Main, the stay on Main, excuse me. And a couple years ago, I was actually in LA. I took the Amtrak down there. They have a bus that goes there. So I'm gonna hop on this and get some work done on the bus, and it was fine. And there was like a 1.5 mile walk to where I needed to go, and Amtrak drops you off like right next to the Cecil. So you're on Skid Row, and I had to cross at one point off of a sidewalk because it was so thick with makeshift tents and actual tents that I could not go through, lest I be stabbed for going on someone's property, because that was their home at that point. And now if you go there, the government to help homeless people, instead of, maybe helping, with, I don't know, like counseling or job applications or a place to, I don't know, shower and sleep in an actual spot, they brought out porta potties. That is their solution.
Yeah,
they dropped out some porta potties and said, good luck, people who are doing the worst in society. I've got to go take care of the hedge funds. So really upsetting to see that. But the Stay on Main is now open, or is very close to being open, and I'm going to go stay there. I don't care. I'm going to go stay there. I will lock the door all night and just hang out until it's time to check out. But I want to stay.
That butthole, Migs.
They better protect themselves from my butthole, right? That's the real trick. All right, you better protect yourselves from what I'm dishing out, world. Anyway, I think it's an incredibly haunted place, but it's got a bunch of different serial killers, a bunch of different stuff. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And yeah, Rich is absolutely right. LA is $700 million in debt right now. LA, not California, not this big state. One city, or LA County probably, but still.
China? To who?
Goddamn the Chinese. I have no idea. They owe it to
I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
They actually owe us a lot of money. Not us like directly, but they owe Social Security. They owe the tax people money. They took money out of bonds and stuff, and they kind of move it around like, well, this isn't needed right now. So, I mean, are we ever really going to be in a drought? Let's just move that money over here. And they do things that are very... Yeah. It would be smart if it was like a business that you could justify going in the red for later on transactions. But it's not a business. It is a city. It's a politician. It's a government. They don't know what they're doing anymore. But nobody does. So who cares? We're just going to let it all burn down and, roast some marshmallows when it's done. It's, whatever.
Speaking of politicians, Newsom, he's got enough. We have enough signatures to get him 86th.
I like the sound of that.
Let's see if that happens. Did you hear he's like giving us peons $600 if we're struggling in life now? Fuck off. He's like, please don't send me home. Be my friend.
No, he's got enough signatures to be recalled. So
I love it. In fact, I was talking about Rich with that the other day. They're still trying to they're trying to verify the signatures, which is crazy because they don't do that for voting, but just for this in particular.
Yeah.
So if you have not signed it yet and you're in California and you like him gone, it's okay if you don't. I'm not going to be mad at you, just a little bit. Sign it still, because let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
Thinking about taking the Bolt bus to Bakersfield when I go to Vegas in May. Well, when are you going to Vegas in friggin' May, man? I'll be in Vegas in May, so plan accordingly, dude. Come on, make this happen. I'd rather visit you in Vegas than you come to Bakersfield, because Bakersfield right now is. I don't see it really jumping up until next year. Like, we're gonna be fine, but next year, this is a rebuilding year. Like, we're Cleveland after LeBron James left right now. Okay, so we're gonna rebuild.
We will rebuild.
I'll be there from the 12th to the 15th. So I'll catch you on the end of that, dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Dang it, I was gonna say something else about because we went to the Cecil, but before that, we're at the Ramsey case. There is a podcast that you guys got. It's the Last House on the Left, or Last Podcast on the Left, and they go into a full 3-part episode about the JonBenet Ramsey case, and they lay out some suspects that I cannot remember for the life of me. I got to rewatch those, but they give a very strong reason why it wasn't the family members themselves. And then one really good reason why, well, maybe it actually was the brother and the parents were just covering because they didn't want to lose 2 kids in one night. Mm-hmm. And that's a really scary but human thought right there.
Well,
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I did a brief I guess it was one of the nights where Amanda was on the show and we were she wasn't there at that point and we were all trying to do different unsolved cases, I think. And I talked briefly about the Jean Bonnet one, but I it was so long ago I didn't have all the information that we probably have now, and so it'd be cool to maybe kind of revisit that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gary brings up a good question here. Days of the Dead, which is the 14th to the 16th, I believe. So I think we got to go to that as well, guys. Just saying. My buddy Paul, he'll help us get rooms. He'll help us. We got to go. We got to go check it out. Gotta be there. Anyway, all right. Let's keep doing this. Let's get to the next one before we go into the topics. Let's laugh. Let's get some laughs in here. At people's dead.
All right. So I'm gonna read this one to you guys because this one's from an article I found, and it's pretty funny. So this one's titled "Roadkill." Okay, so a group of friends were stranded beside the freeway when their automobile ran out of gas. The weather was terrible, and despite their frantic efforts, nobody would stop to help them. This was October 12th in 2001 in Finland, by the way. Eventually, one member of the group became so frustrated that he stomped to the middle of the freeway and sprawled out across the road. His friends tried to get him to move, but he yelled back, "I could sleep here." Indeed, he could. He was permanently lulled to sleep by an Audi sports car that hit and dragged him 60 yards to his death.
Wow.
Police found several empty beer bottles lying around the car. This article says, "We can only hope the 21-year-old was drunk enough to dull the pain of the impact."
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Okay. So the beer was around the guy, or was it in the car?
I'm assuming it was sprawled out around the road.
Okay.
Because there was a guy and then a group of his friends. So someone driving ran him over. Yep. He was drunk, decided to sprawl out in the middle of the road. "I could sleep here."
All right, we'll come back and get you tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, Joshua,
take your body off the road tomorrow.
The would you rather for night is: would you rather know the death of your best friend or your worst enemy? And I think that would make a great Audi commercial right there. It's just a guy tired, trying to drive home to his family in luxury, and then he feels just a little, boop, just a little tiny bump, and he's like, this is as peaceful as the dead this ride home. And then there's a dead guy getting dragged behind him. So it would also make a good anti drinking and laying in roads commercial, which I thought you'd have to do anyway. But
reminds me of high school. Did you guys ever what the hell was that? And they made everybody go to the auditorium, like red concrete or red pavement or whatever the hell that was.
Oh, we had MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
I don't remember what it was called.
They showed you that really crappy video, and it was it showed a lot of blood and shit in it.
They showed us videos, or not videos. They showed us photos of a fellow high school student that had passed away the year before their car wreck.
What?
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Damn.
It was not cool. They showed us actual video, or not video. I don't know why I keep saying video. I'm sorry. Photos of previous students from the school that had died in drunk driving accidents.
Oh man, that's rough.
Traumatizing.
Oof. There was my school didn't care about drinking and driving whatsoever, because there was a case. It was our prom night. And everyone breaks off, goes to parties and stuff after prom. And this girl in my school who would never go to classes, she's just a teacher's pet, and they liked her a lot. She was a cool kid. And her and I think it was her boyfriend at the time or some guy she was just dating got into a car accident, both of them drinking. Bad enough to where he couldn't leave the car right away. And she left to go to the party. She left the scene of the
Damn.
accident, and she walked with us. She graduated, no problem. From this day, I still don't know if she ever got in any kind of trouble, but they were both drinking that night for sure. And there's a lot of
Was
us
she
pissed.
scared and took off, or was she just like, oh fuck, not my problem, peace, and then just like took off? Like,
I couldn't say for sure, but either way, I'm not a fan.
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not saying it's right either way, but sometimes people, fight or flight kind of deal. They're just like, oh my god, and they just they freak out and they just run off. But and then she was going towards the parties. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just trying to understand it. So
no, that makes sense. That is a good point. Yeah, like if you're already like in shock, it's like, okay, just finish whatever I was doing. Just get to what I was doing.
Yeah,
and be done with it.
That's a good point.
Nonetheless, still aggravated me so much.
Right.
One of my friends didn't graduate because he was in an accident, had surgery like the half a year, so he couldn't graduate. But it was just, for all they tell us, like, make sure you don't drink and drive. There's lots of consequences. There wasn't very much that time. Just angry. At least nobody died that time. That's at the very least. But still, oof. All right, let's get to some better topics here. I got mine here. I got mine loaded up. Do you guys want to go? Who wants to go first?
Well, you guys pretty much kind of remember mine from last week. So if you guys want to go first, and then I'll just kind of reiterate what I got.
Okay,
if you guys want to do that.
You're super excited, Miguel. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
He's been like antsy in his seat since before we fucking started. He's like, oh, like, am I still lined up? Oh.
Well, around the same time, Norwegian death metal was really taken off in Europe and its countries in that vicinity. It never really got as big as certain things in the U.S. because the U.S. Culture has always been a big influence on other places. Like you hear about the British wave that came to the U.S., but from that point on, I mean, U.S. media, movies, music, books, whatever it is, kind of affects the rest of the world in a very special way. And it's nice when it comes in from other places, but it's just a fact of the matter. And one of those things that affected the world was a group called NWA, 100%. And their antics, their fighting, their squabbles with other
Norwegian attitude.
Yes, they were not Norwegians, unfortunately. But one of the founding members, Eazy-E, and his money manager who robbed him for a lot of stuff, Jerry Heller, got into a fight with another guy who you might all know, Suge Knight, very big, intimidating guy, an ex-NFL player who got cut from the team when he stalked an ex-girlfriend and threatened to kill her and her new boyfriend. And he was never a musician. He was just behind the scenes. He started off as security, moved his way in, kind of muscled his way in. He did so much crime that he actually grabbed Vanilla Ice and hung him over a balcony at one point because he wouldn't give rights to one of his songs to someone who actually wrote it for him. So Vanilla Ice is a thief along with a potential murder victim. And thankfully he didn't die because I actually like Ice Ice Baby, but whatever. But the real
I hear it for saying that.
Right? Because that shit is a crime.
You can take me if you want. I don't care.
At least he didn't say fucking Nickelback though, dude. Jesus Christ.
Whoa! I have another serial killer story about Nickelback. Actually, they tie in.
Oh,
with
are
one.
they gone?
No. But they did entertain a very prominent Canadian serial killer. But we'll go into that another time. But Eazy-E, obviously, after he was strong-armed by Suge Knight to give up some of his musicians and some contracts, give up some musical rights, they went to war with each other. It was so bad that, like Joshua brought up in the comments, that Eazy-E passed away from full-blown AIDS. They thought for a moment there that someone from Suge Knight's group actually stuck him with an infected needle in order to give it to him. That was a conspiracy theory. But what wasn't a conspiracy theory is that Suge Knight had ties with the Bloods in LA and Compton specifically, who did not care for Eazy-E because you got to ride with your buddy. And since Eazy-E actually wasn't that much into the gang scene. He got his first start selling drugs because his uncle had died and he had a big pile of free drugs. So he's like, I could sell these because that's what he had. Well, he had nothing else to do when he was a kid. I mean, these guys were in their early 20s. So he was just trying to make money any way he could. It was a very different time when they were growing up. But, him and his partner and NWA was making a lot of money. So in order to fight some of the toughest gangs out there, they hired ex-Israeli military to be their bodyguards and to train them on how to fight. This is actual Mossad agents in the U.S. fighting gangs in L.A., only 2 hours from here, basically. I lived in Compton. There's no more Israelis over there right now, at least not Israeli commandos that I know of, or else they're really good at hiding. And it's, you can hear all about this. There is a really good book that gosh dang it, the name was, where did it go? Damn it, I will find that name, but I will tell you guys because it's worth a read. This guy went into full detail from the beginning stages of NWA to aftermath and past that for these different musical groups that came out. You have Jay-Z involved, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, their deaths, and so much more. That when we talk about Norwegian death metal and the violence they caused, I think they would have been way more violent if they had the money and the fame that guys in the rap scene got in the 90s. That kind of pressure in the public eye really can drive you crazy. And they got quite a bit of that when they were burning the churches, but they didn't have the money to kind of back it up to go burn other stuff, which is fucking dangerous. But yeah,
they only got the money for the churches.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of thought of it like what would they call, like a holy war, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Muslims, not all Muslims, but and I'm probably saying it wrong, or which one is wrong. You know what I'm talking about. When it's like, everybody attacks the Christians or everybody attacks somebody else, but they go to their country and they start like blowing up shit.
The Crusades.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Well, it was
but at a very low level because it wasn't it couldn't get any bigger than that, basically. Like the scene that was there, it wasn't going to get any bigger than that.
No, that's very true. Yeah. But yeah, it just to think about these musicians. They were musicians fighting, full on wars basically, wherever they went because they kind of had to. They drew themselves into corners where we're tough and we're gonna kill the other guy, and quite a few of them did. And it's mind blowing that how many records and albums all that sold, and how real it got in some points. In some points, it was all just an act at some stuff too. It's crazy. It blows my mind, and that's why I wanted to bring up Eazy-E for the most part, because there's the theory about how he died, what really happened when he was strong armed by Suge Knight, and what they did to threaten him. But the first run of albums that NWA did when they were just starting out, when they didn't have any representation, it was just kind of them printing themselves and selling themselves. They actually used his mom's home address as the return address for any albums. So if somebody bought it and wanted to do a return, that's where it would get shipped to. That's where it would ship from. So they had her address right away. So they threatened his mom to make him give up stuff. And it was just, it's an unbelievably fascinating story. And I gotta find that dang book. I will find it, I swear. But right now, the Israeli commandos fighting Suge Knight and a gang in LA just blew my mind when I heard about that. Because it's just crazy.
That's wild. That's for sure.
Every day.
It's a lot different. It's no longer like that anymore. Now it's guys with really bright hair and metal teeth saying they're gonna fight each other on Twitch or something. So it is what it is.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about it?
And that girl gets beat up all the time. Every time she wants to fight anyone, she gets beat up really bad, which is just.
Yo, I love Vicky. Let me tell me my Cheetos and I'm gonna fuck her ass up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to her house.
That's.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now?
I don't know. I don't follow that shit.
Uncanny. That was like.
And Cheerios. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't have the long fingernails like that. So the Frito nails.
Oh god. Just imagine scratching yourself. Oh god. Oh.
You know what? When I was growing up in the Bay Area, the girls, when they did the long nails like that, they always had like, it looked like little tiny nose rings. Like they had like the little hoop jewelries on the ends of them and like little diamonds and chains and shit. And that was, yeah. I was like, how do you wipe? How do you make food? How do you like not hurt yourself on a daily fucking basis somewhere? Because I know Laura knows if you ever like dink the tips of those fucking things to get something, it's like they ran back up in your freaking fingers. Like, yeah.
Was it like
you smack them like this, and then you feel the nail go.
Yes.
Your finger, and you feel like the pain from like here to here.
Like my fingers are sore because it's like I'm having a PTSD episode right now with the nail.
Feels like the nail is being shoved into your finger through your bone.
We can take one of those POW camps, that's for sure. They're like shoving bamboo shoots, like acrylics for 15 years.
This is nothing.
Terrible. Oh god. So is it like a status symbol? Like, oh, whoever has the biggest antlers in the wild is the alpha. Whoever has the best nails is like, oh.
Basically.
All right, let's get off of this topic before we get too far into nail territory.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Were you done with yours, Miguel?
I am done. I am way done.
What the hell did that really have to do with Norwegian bands, by the way?
I don't know.
No, I thought we were just doing bands that had crazy stuff.
We said Europe.
You were here last week, right?
I don't remember anything being European.
I put out this morning, right? I mean, I know I was half asleep when I did it, but I thought it was coherent enough.
Well, I did the research for the other thing before this morning, so
giving you shit, Miguel. You're not supposed to be here anyway.
It's what that's what I have to say about that.
All right. Sorry. Okay. So, let's see. Where am I? Oh, wrong page. It's dark in here too. The band that I found was Gorgoroth. Gorgoroth. Okay, I don't know how to fucking say it. They're a Norwegian death black metal band. They started in the early 90s. And they formed in 1992. And the founding member and guitarist of the band, Infernus, is the only original member left. Like, they've gone through like a crap ton of bands or band members. And the band is named, the meaning of their name is the Dead Plateau of Darkness, which is, I guess, a place in Mordor in Lord of the Rings. But hey, you know what? At least they did this before the fucking movies were made, though. So they're like, you can tell
they read the books.
Yeah, so they read the books. You can tell they're OG
way
with that.
cooler,
So.
is what you're saying. They're more badass.
Yeah. So yeah, because that's a big book.
Like, oh fuck, Viggo Mortensen. I'm not watching movies.
You know what though? They just flipped the book open and they stuck their finger down and they're like, that's what we're naming it. Didn't even read it. Infernus, the guy who founded the band and is still the only existing original member left, he is what's called a theistic Satanist. I didn't have time to look up what that was. And he considers himself Satan's minister on earth. And the former lead singer, Gore, is anti-Christian. And I bring him up because I'm going to get in him here in a couple minutes because this ends up being about him really later on. But when they were together, it was in the early 90s. And they were both openly supportive of the burning of the churches and stuff that happened in Norway between 1992 and 1996.
Which
they felt,
the band I covered.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all doing it. Everybody in the black metal scene was basically like anti-church. They all need to be burned down. Mm-hmm. They were like, more is going to happen and more should happen is how they felt about it. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's fine, to each their own. But in that time, like 50 churches were burned down, I think. So that's quite a few churches. It wasn't like there was 10, like 50 churches. That's a lot.
And honestly, these were not like these weren't like the churches nowadays where they pop up like McDonald's. These were old churches. These are like pre yeah, there's just the big old wooden churches with the beautiful actual stained glass windows. I mean, these
Slavic
were,
or something.
yeah. It's what's they're looking for? It's historical. It's not just about it being a church. It's like if you went to the missions here in California and you burned those down. It's not just about the religious aspect. It's part of our history of this area. It's not the most proud history, but it is still part of it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, this next part, it kind of goes with the video that I would like you to show. Like maybe not a whole lot of it because it's a concert basically. Maybe like the first 10, 15 seconds of it, if that's cool.
All right, we're gonna watch a full concert, guys. A good 3 hours. Boom.
Not yet though.
Not yet. Sorry. Oh god.
Yeah, not yet. You son of a bitch.
It's not playing.
Okay, cool. So in 2004, this was a big thing. This was a really big thing, and it was basically a big fuck you. Basically, I thought it was like, whoa, that's some balls right there. But in 2004, in Krakow, Poland, they had stage displays of real impaled severed sheep heads. They threw around gallons and gallons and gallons of sheep's blood. They did mock crucifixion, and nude models walked around on stage. And the thing about where they did this at, this Krakow, Poland, is the birthplace of John Paul II, and they actually have laws against blasphemy there, and a whole shit ton of animal rights laws. So they kind of got in trouble a little bit, but they got off because the promotional manager supposedly didn't go and make sure that all these things weren't going to happen before the show started. Because once the show started, they couldn't stop it. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And this video, like, it's kind of dark, but you can tell what's going on. You'll see that there's like sheep heads, like actual like different age and size sheep heads that are impaled on these spikes in front of the stage, and people on crosses. So
that is a waste of sheep meat right there, because sheep head is delicious.
Damn, tacos. Ooh.
I've never had sheep, but that sounds awesome. Like,
we gotta make some sheep. Oh, episode canceled. We're going to the grocery.
And we gotta get some farmer's cheese too.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I was eating food. God damn it. Hungry.
Want more tacos.
This shit. I'm out of juice right now. There's more in the fridge and I can't even drink it because I'm here. Bullshit.
Hey, at least we're not doing a cannibal episode, so we're like, yeah.
Touche.
I think if they could have, they would have probably eaten people like on stage as part of the performance. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, probably when I get into more, but yeah.
The sheep with their cloven hooves doing this, and then people's heads on spikes.
Oh god, that sounds fucking terrifying.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Show it, Miguel.
Damn it.
Yours is like super similar to Mayhem, like where they had the sheep heads on the pikes in front of the stage, the blood all over the stage. Like, it's super similar. I guess that was like really popular back then.
It just, to me, it just sounds like the same, like, satanic shit that like the real satanic people do. Like, they're all about the sheeps and the goats. And
well, this is Norway we're talking about, so they have like access to like those old ancient like rituals and stuff from like the Vikings and shit.
Yeah, like druids and shit.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not animal cruelty, okay? It's heritage. It's different, you know. It's okay, never mind. I'm gonna be quiet now because it's terrible. Okay. Continue, please. Oh god.
Oh no, go ahead. If you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and show like maybe 10 or 15 seconds of it.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready now, Miguel. I wasn't
now
ready.
Now you're ready. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I'm on the wrong. Oh, there we go. Come on, video.
Barbed wire. Check. Sheep head. Check. Horns. Check.
Corpse feet. Check. Gore. Kind of reminds me of Metalocalypse a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like my ex. Oh god.
L. But yeah, it just shows like right away, like, oh shit, I didn't remember that part. But anyway.
It didn't look like anything we could get in trouble for. I think, right? I mean,
yeah, Richard saw them live. It's fucking awesome.
I don't know if we're gonna get dinged for showing too much.
I don't know, but I really like it. I'm gonna watch this later.
But yeah, I was surprised that it's on YouTube and stuff. I don't know why it hasn't been pulled. Not my business, though. So
I'm glad it's on there because that's fucking awesome. I'm into it.
That's cool that Richard's gone and see them. That's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all real shit. Like those are real sheep heads.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. All right, I'll. You want me to stop it now?
Yeah. I just that little tiny part at the beginning, like it just starts off with it. That's why I was like, you can just show like 10 or 15 seconds, you'll see it all. So, but yeah, so one of the ex-lead singers I was talking about before, the one that was the anti-Christian, and he was with the band when all the burnings were happening of the church, Gore. This guy, holy shit, that man. Okay, cool. He has been convicted twice already of what would you call it? Like imprisonment, like false imprisonment and torture.
Ooh.
Yeah. The first one, I couldn't get a date on it, but it was at a party, and he ended up getting somebody away from the party and was assaulting them and torturing them all night long, like throughout the party. And he got 1 year in prison and then fined 150,000, whatever their currency is there.
Money.
Yeah. And then, and then I guess what had happened was, during the party, like during this torture and stuff, he collected this guy's blood in a cup, and like he ended up saying like he was defending, like they got in an altercation and he was defending himself. It was self-defense, and the reason why he was collecting his blood in a cup was because he didn't want it to get all over the carpet.
So he had the gall to use self-defense. Oh my goodness.
And then I was just making sure it wasn't gonna get all the carpet, because it's not my fucking house, right? Anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then like it didn't really help that like when he showed up to court, he was wearing all black that was covered in like satanic symbols and shit. But he only got like a year and a fine, and then yeah, like nothing. He got nothing. But and then in 2006, he got another 9 months. He served 9 months of a 14-month sentence for the torture of a man for 6 hours.
Jeez.
And I couldn't find detail on that, but he's been convicted twice of imprisonment and torture. But, I mean, he's living his best life. He's got his own like fashion line and all kinds of stuff and shit now. So, I mean, he's doing great.
He's chilling.
So he pulled a Kardashian, but instead of a sex tape, he used torture. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? Why don't I have my own fashion line? I just got to torture someone or sex tape it. One or the other. Damn it.
I don't know.
Just don't know anymore.
That was my story. That's it. So
that's crazy. So yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well,
how do you get away with it the second time? Like, how do you not get longer?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. How is he not in trouble for longer than that? Weird.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Same with my guy too. One of the band members that I mentioned last week in Mayhem, he didn't get in trouble for taking the bones of his dead friend.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And making necklaces out of them. So I got a lot of the names finally of the guys that were in this band.
Yeah.
Okay, so Necro Butcher was Jorn Studerbird. P. Hill was, they called him Mainheim, which his last name actually was Mainheim. They just called him that in the band.
Mainheimen.
And then, so this guy, Euronymous, the famous one, I'm confused because in different documentaries they called him Oystein or they called him Eystein.
I've heard Eystein.
Oystein or Eystein. So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, Arseth, Euronymous. And then there was Messiah and then Maniac, who were session artists that they hired. Like basically session vocalists. For those who don't know what that means, is basically they were hired just for recording and for performing because they didn't have other vocalists at the time, just them. So funny enough, Mayhem actually came from the Venom song called Mayhem of Mercy. They really liked Venom. I guess. Like, all right, I guess. Venom, cool. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I got to agree. I probably wouldn't be the biggest fan either. But you gotta get your start somewhere.
Yeah. In 1987, Death Crush, their EP, sold about 1,000 copies, only 1,000 copies. So it's really like a highly sought after album. They didn't make very many. 1993, the demo was reissued under Deathlike Silence Productions. So it was kind of re-released, I guess, a few years later. So, I mean, if you are able to get a copy of that, get it, because it has the original members and its original stuff. So if you're a collector of black metal music or whatever, like, try to get your hands on that.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember too, though, like when they were doing this, they were a bunch of like early 20 kids. Like they didn't have money to put into it.
22, I think, was the oldest member of the band.
Yeah, 22. That's, as bad as the rest of it is, like, don't go torturing people, but the fact that they're putting out their own stuff at that early, that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. I think one of them owned a record store that is like his parents paid for basically to start him off. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how they had their own little meeting ground, their own little central hub for death metal and for causing their mayhems. But 1,000 hard copies of anything is expensive. So, good power to them, especially back in the day. Like there wasn't this, go online and hit a button and they'll send you 1,000 copies.
Yeah, 1987. I mean, some of you were kids at that point. Some of you were not born yet, and some of you were babies. Like, still, like at that point, to get 1,000 copies of any recording that you made was impressive.
Yeah, I like Charlie's comment here. They had to have been 22 because Blink 182 taught us that nobody likes you when you're 23. So yeah, don't forget that. Another good fan. I don't think they caused as much mayhem as Mayhem did. So
in 1988, the vocalists were replaced by the band member that we know now as Dead, who caused a lot of this chaos. I didn't say this last time, but he was actually hired to be in this band because he sent a dead mouse on a cross with his demo to the band, and they thought like he was, holy shit, this guy is like innovative and he's like,
like holy shit.
Holy Mickey Mouse, what just happened?
Oh. Listen to my demo.
Oh my god.
That reminds me of South Park and the
Oh fuck! I love whenever Mickey Mouse comes and he gets angry and starts burning everybody. Oh my god, that reminds me though of his demo. Reminds me of when Steve-O tried to join Jackass and he sent a video of him swallowing and spitting up a live goldfish.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
That's as close to a crucified mouse as you get.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
L. L.
The dead mouse. I mean, that's absolutely worse though. But basically, he sent them a dead mouse nailed to a cross with his demo of him singing his plans for his future. He also, the band member Hellhammer was replaced. I don't remember exactly. I think he replaced one of the vocalists. So Mannheim actually quit after Hellhammer came into the scene. He couldn't take any more of this disgusting behavior that Dead was coming out with you know, the sheep's heads and all this stuff. I guess all of this stuff, a lot of band members actually kind of quit along the way because they couldn't deal with the disgusting behavior anymore.
Maybe they liked making music and not dead bodies, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So Euronymous and Dead did not get along. It was said that after the band members moved to a cabin in the woods to write their music, I know it was very cultish. All of it was really creepy. Really, they had all these weird satanic things going on. There's just so much. Euronymous and Dead did not get along. Euronymous was egging on Dead to, like, I don't know. They were just fighting a lot. They supposedly cut each other with knives. They were just literally physically fighting with knives and all that. And then on April 8th of 1991, Dead killed himself. And I had mentioned that last week. He first slit his wrists because he was so hardcore. And when that didn't work, he shot himself. So that would really do the job. Because he wanted to, emulating the Dead just wasn't enough for him at that point. He wanted to be Dead. So he killed himself. And after that happened, Euronymous took the bones and he made the necklace with all the bones and all of that stuff. Like, it's so crazy to me that he didn't get in trouble for doing that though.
Well, maybe it's like the Native Americans, you know, you don't waste any part of the animal, so it's okay. You didn't waste any part of Dead.
I don't know. I guess it's different in Norway.
It's got
you didn't get busted for tampering with a body.
Yeah.
Or anything. Like, you would think that, okay, the police in America, if there's a suicide, the police are called, they take away the body, they do all the stuff. Like, you don't really have time. Well, I don't know. I guess you might. If you're in the middle of nowhere in a cabin, you might have time to cut up a body and whatnot. But I don't know. Anyway, eventually, Euronymous gets a disposable camera. He starts taking pictures, whatever. Necro Butcher gets upset by this, and he leaves the band because he's like, I'm not going to sit here while you take pictures of my dead friend and pass around his bones. Like, he was grossed out. And then
I would be too.
Dead, before he killed himself, I guess Euronymous was saying that Dead had killed himself because black metal was becoming too commercial and it was too trendy, and he just wanted to kill it off and all that. And so I don't know. It just this band, it just went too far. They were wilding out.
Yeah, it sounds like it's you don't get much further than that until they actually like started killing people. That's all you can do after that point.
Yeah. But I guess this band is no more. All the original members either killed themselves or they bounced. So if you get a hold of that 1987 EP, cherish it or sell it on eBay for a lot because I guess you can't get it anywhere.
These people are fucking nuts.
I want that copy though. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. Just to say that I have it.
Oh hell yeah! not the necklace so much anymore. Just the EP would be enough. Oh my gosh! All right, guys. I think it's gonna wrap it up for tonight. That was some excellent mayhem and some excellent Gorgoroth. Don't worry. Also that. Gosh dang. Oh man. Any final thoughts, guys?
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Stay the fuck out of Norway.
All right. Desiree, hope you're having a good one. Good to see you before we take off. But everyone have a great night. Make sure to follow along Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the good stuffs. And we will talk to you very soon, guys. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.